timer. All right, stopwatch. That's what we want. Well, start. All right, so here's all this text. The guy says something. We're going to draw our sword and just get out of here. As soon as we hit the town, it's going to start this long cutscene where our guy comes into town, comes to the Vatican, and he's going to say, hey, I'm here to get knighted or something. I'm just going on memory for this stuff. He talks to the guards. They say, yeah, we'll let you in. You can see the Pope. But yeah, come on in. He's like, cool, thanks. So we go in and talk to the Pope. That's the Pope. And he's like, hey, cool, we're going to make you into a knight. He guy's like, cool, thanks. And then he shoots this white light at you, I think. He's like, yeah, we're gonna give you cool missions and stuff to do, so you're a knight now. I guess your guy's like, thanks. It's really cool being a knight. Hopefully I can unlock more classes later. And he's like, oh, you can't sleep here. We don't have room for you to sleep at the Vatican, so you have to stay at the inn. Go stay at the inn. So you go to the inn. The guy's like, I think this dude comes in and he's like, I'm kind of pissed off at you for being knighted. You're too young to be a knight. I don't know. Or no, he comes to you and says that, oh, like something bad happened. You need to come to the Vatican. So the guards are dead, and everyone's like, oh no, bad stuff happened here. Inside the Vatican, we learn that your father came and stole the Book of Prophecy from the Vatican. And I think this is showing your father. I'm not certain, but they're like the one guy who dies. I'm not sure if this is a flashback to the attack on the Vatican or present of them telling you what happened. But long story short is your father came and attacked the Vatican, I think, and took the Book of Prophecy that was being guarded there. So the Book of Prophecy tells of a way to like end the world, so it's illegal for people to look at it. So after you talk to the Pope, again here, he says, we want you to go find the Book of Prophecy and retrieve it from your father. And so your guy's kind of worried. He's like thinking like, your father was lost for some years, I guess, and then like he came back, and this is like the first time he came back, but he had like disappeared for 10 years. And so your character is a bit confused. He's like, I thought my father was like an honorable man. It's weird that he shows up and he's like a bandit now. So he your character there is like, he's worried and kind of upset about that. So we're gonna save it just in case as kind of a backup in case we die during any of this or like accidentally piss off townsfolk or something. The townsfolk don't hold a grudge, but you can accidentally hit guards and stuff, and they'll kill you really fast if you hit them while you're like doing the dashing through town. Oh, I got stuck. So we leave the inn, we go north to the library, and this guy, I think this guy's named Marin or something. I forget his actual name, but he's like, hey, I'm pissed off at you for getting the quest to go get the prophecy back. I should have been the one to get it. And you guys like, well, come on, fight me about it. And so you fight him. He's super difficult if you let him hit you, but hopefully you'll be able to kill him. Oh no, he got us. But that's why we save it at the end, so we can skip all that long dialogue, not have to do it a second time. It's way easier if you level up a little bit before you fight this guy, but it's certainly not necessary to do so, because you can just kind of back him into a corner and keep using the first attack of your combo so that you get faster attacks. Also looks like the diagonal dodge is faster overall than the straight straight up and down or left and right dodges. So this guy, we talk to him, we know he's mad. I'm gonna get my cursor in the correct place so that I can tab target him. So tab targeting is super helpful because it shows you where the enemy's hitbox is. Come on, jerk, you swing super slow. Ow, but he hits so hard. Alright, we got him. So he's like, I'll be back. And you're like, whatever, bro. Time to watch another cutscene. So you go to the library, and at the library, they basically tell you you need to know about this prophecy before you go retrieve it, because it's important that you understand what it is that you're retrieving, I guess. And they're like, we don't have the prophecy here because it's illegal to like store it, and it was safe at the Vatican. So instead, what they do is they're like, hey, you need to read this book that somebody wrote, this guy Schreider wrote about the prophecy. So it's not the prophecy itself, it's a book about the prophecy. So it's a little weird how they kind of set this up, but I actually find it kind of interesting how they go into detail about like this guy Tramus wrote the prophecy, and then like Tramus was the son of a dark wizard, and then like after the prophecy became outlawed, Tramus disappeared, and then this other guy Schreider wrote I know, I actually tried to get into the files to do a like just batch translation to like Google Translish, but the text, the dialogue text is the only thing that's encoded, that's encrypted or compressed. All of the setups for the image data, all of the like character classes and the item data and all of that stuff is in open text files. So here they're asking, do you want to read this again? And we say no. But yeah, I really wanted to make this game in English because like the combat is really satisfying. It's really fun to play. The only real problem I see with the game is kind of this very slow walk speed that will kind of slow you down. So anyway, at some point in that dialogue that we just watched, we would see that the descendants of Tramus lived in a village called Senegal. And so we should go to Senegal to find any of his descendants. But they might be in hiding, is kind of what it says. At least that's my understanding of what we distilled from that text when Macaw was playing it. The way to get to Senegal can be a little tricky. So I'm going to sleep to get full health back. It only costs 50 gold to sleep when you're level 0. And then I'm going to save it again, just in case we die on the way there, because we don't want to have to sit through that whole book cutscene again. Alright, so now from the inn, we're going to go to the left-hand exit. Be careful around this guard. He's going to walk in our way. So we go to the left-hand exit, which takes us back to the starting area, which is where you get dumped in the woods like with nothing to do. We do need to kill one of these guys, because we're going to need 100 gold to stay at the inn in Senegal. Oh, these are the worst guys to kill. I have a better idea. Instead of killing one of these difficult to kill guys, we have to go out the bottom left of the screen. So we'll try resetting the guys. We've got a bandit here. Now we could probably save a little bit of time by killing a civilian somewhere, but I want to try to avoid that because we don't know if that's gonna like mess up stuff later in the game. Like, oh, you killed innocent people, so your playthrough is fucked, something like that. We don't want that to happen, because this is exactly the kind of game that would have that. Otherwise, we would kill this old man because he drops a potion. We just kill him, get the potion, and then immediately leave, come back, and sell the potion to this guy. Not that guy. This guy down here, the fat guy below the guards. I should be. Yeah, I think it's no faster to move straight up and down when you dash. I think it's no faster than regular walking. Yeah, so we sell a couple of gold to this guy, or whatever we picked up, potions, anything. Just sell anything to him. And then I'm not going to dash through this part because these guards, if we hit the guards, they'll just wipe us out instantly. So now we need to get to Senegal, which I think is down right off this map, or down left. Maybe it's up left, or up right. I actually don't have the guide in front of me, which is funny. That's not it. Let's see. Where's that guide? Oh, that's not loaded up right now. Yeah, if it's not top right, it's bottom right. Oh, down left. Thank you, Macaw. Yeah, down left. It is very easy. It is very easy to get lost in this game because of the like area transitions where it's like, I think they're trying to like, it's either just very sloppy like continuity, or they were trying to like, I think in some cases they were trying to indicate like different types of terrain. Like there's a mountain and that like overlaps logically where you would be walking if you would like go 2 screens south, 1 screen east, 2 screens north, and 1 screen west. Like you don't end up in the same place. Okay, so we stay at the inn in Senegal. This guy comes up to us and says, "Hey, I heard you were looking for descendants of Tramis. Found out that the elder is a descendant of Tramis, and you should go talk to the elder, but he's kind of a dick, so you're going to need to play hardball with him." So you go bang on his door with your sword, and he's like, "Who is it?" You're like, "I'm fucking coming in. You better help me, or I'm going to tell everybody that you're a descendant of Tramis." And he's like, "Oh shit, like, no, don't do that, or like, I'll be ruined." So through this dialogue, you find out from the descendant of Tramis that there was an updated copy of the prophecy made, and Schreider knows about it, but like the new copy, the new prophecy has like basically errata that like it has corrections and new information about like kind of what happens. And so you're like, shit, I need to go tell the people back at the Vatican about this, and find out what they want me to do, because maybe it's more important to go after the new prophecy rather than chase your father with the old prophecy. So we basically just head straight back, backtrack to the Vatican, and we're going to talk to the Pope. And we'll leave it on nighttime because this area coming up, because it has special exits, it actually doesn't spawn enemies during nighttime. There's still the merchant here and there's still the guards. So you can actually use that to your advantage if you're like grinding or whatever and you want to just sell stuff. You can do it here for like kind of easier than you would at one of the towns, because the towns all just completely close down at night. So we go through here. Oh, I get stuck on stuff. Ah, come on, stop getting stuck. And then back through this area, back to the main town. I don't think there's any other kind of shortcut you can take from Senegal to this main town. I actually don't remember the name of the main town. That's the one town I don't know the name of. But basically, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to wait out nighttime here. Because... oh, perfect timing. So night ends. And then once we get back here, if we had tried to go back into the Vatican previous to this, the guards would have told us that the Pope isn't accepting any visitors. But now, this is where I'm actually going to slow down the text a little bit and leave it on screen. So when we get here, we talk to the guards. We basically say, oh, hey, they're like, what do you want? We have new information. Presumably this is what's being said. They say, let's check. Okay, fine, go in. So we go in. And then this is the part at which we find out about, like, we basically tell them about the new prophecy. And so this is the part that Denier actually took a look at on the Discord and was translating some of this as well. He had the script for this. So that's where I kind of learned a little bit about what's going on with the prophecy and with the different versions of it, basically, and that we need to go find Schreider next. Now, I don't know if any of this actually references where you need to find Schreider, but on kind of instinct, I guess, I went to the area that we hadn't been yet, which is the third town, Sharden. And then Sharden is where you get stuck. And so we'll see that in just a few minutes. We've got to go through this cutscene. And then once we're through the cutscene, it just kind of dumps us out and it's like, find Schreider. This part is them discussing what they should do. I guess they think that your character's father might try to open a gateway to the, like, 10 something. I can't remember what it is exactly. It was in the translation that Denier sent me, but it's like they're like 10 gateways or something, and they're worried. They're like, well, does he know what he's gonna do? They're worried that he's gonna, like, let evil out or something, and like the effect it's gonna have on the world if he gets there. And then they're like, well, if he has the prophecy, he's probably already gone there, and it's likely that he'll be inside. And once he gets inside, it'll be easier because we'll know where he is. So we should go after the updated prophecy, find Schreider, and get the information from Schreider, get the updated prophecy so we know what we're really dealing with for what's going to happen. So they bring you back in, and then they tell you, we want you to go find Strider. And then after you find Strider, you should go find your father at this place, and then get the, you know, prevent him from doing whatever it is he's trying to do. So we'll see how that pans out, because finding Strider might not happen. Okay, so this is them talking. I might have missed some of this stuff when I sent when I posted the screenshots. We must find Strider. Yes. So I might have missed some of those dialogues when I posted the screenshots in the Discord. So just getting that on video here in case someone wants to go through and look at it. Okay, so this is our character talking to himself about what's going on. Presumably he's concerned with finding Strider. Okay, so now that that's done, that sets the trigger for the next part of the quest. And so I'm going to go sleep at the inn one more time and save it, because the next part is, if you're speedrunning this next part is the hardest part. There's a lot of kind of like really dicey dodging and stuff that you have to do to take the shortcut to Sharden. You need to do this like really hard screen, and then you can get there. There's a second way to get to Sharden, which I think is the route that both McCaw and I took the first time going there, which is you go down to the mountain, you go up and over the mountain, and then you come to the old castle, and from the old castle you come out in the top of Sharden. This way, when you go this way, you come out at the bottom of Sharden, and it's many screens shorter in terms of distance. But you have to get through a screen of multiple wizards and demons in order to take the shortcut. So, wish me luck. I wouldn't say my technique isn't exactly the best. They do have cast times, so you can like kind of anticipate when they're gonna cast and like dodge it, but one hit and you're basically wrecked. So just gotta get dead. Those demons. If you're like level 20 or so, or even if you just grind up enough, if you grind up enough gold to get the blue Gladius and the Jutang shield, then that screen is entirely trivial. But without it, just dodging it can take a couple of tries. Entering with half health was also not ideal. But these little pickaxe guys, they hit you. Okay. If we're lucky, the demons will just kind of like get stuck, and we won't have to deal with their like attacks. If we're unlucky, they'll do like point blank attacks directly on top of us. They shoot way quicker than the wizards, so they're kind of more of a threat, but the wizards do like these giant AoEs, so it's kind of a toss up which one's worse. But once we get through, we're on this screen and we don't have to worry about them anymore. It's all just like these little minor dudes and the regular bandits. So from here, you go to the right, past the mushrooms, A couple of these screens do get repeated, which adds to the confusion because they're almost identical screens, but they have different exits. I think this particular screen, which we want to exit bottom right for this screen, this screen gets duplicated over by the heretics area, which is tough because then like you expect, oh, you're on the screen, you can exit by the bottom right and get to the town, like get towards the town, but it takes you somewhere else. All right, so we exit bottom right. And then I believe this area we want to exit top left, but we have to go around to the right first to get there. Doing that little dash dance. It's like watching a Symphony of the Night speedrun, only slower. All right. There's that weird rock that kind of looks like a cave, but you can't enter it yet. Okay, so you get to Sharden. Once you get to Sharden, trying to leave to the